Texting. We are back. Segment 3 here. BBD, how are you? That is the redoubtable Tom Izzo, the highly questionable one argument at you. Segment 3, switching gears to the NBA and the Boston Blowhards. Listen.
Negative rant on your Celtics.
Brian Scalabrine already got, I think I blasted him for this already, but it's worth repeating.
What did he say?
He said that this was about 2 weeks ago. He said that this Boston Celtics team was better than the 2008 Celtics team, which won the World Championship, went 66-16, led wire to wire. Kevin Garnett was a Defensive Player of the Year. He already won a league MVP, and they bum-blasted Kobe and the Lakers by 42 points in the closeout game in the finals. And Brian Scalabrine, who wrote a bike. I call him Scalabrine. He's a scrub.
No, should it be Scrubadeene?
Actually, Scrubadeene.
Scrubadeene
or Scalabrine? I like Scrubadeene. He's a scrub.
But it's Scalabrine.
He spent the entire year on the exercise bike.
Scrubadeene?
It's amazing how he won a title pedaling a bike all year. It's incredible.
How many threes did he hit that year?
I don't know, 4. I don't know. Fucking, it was all garbage time.
Have you ever seen him on YouTube? He plays people that think
he
they're
whips
better than him.
Non-pros. Because he's 6'8".
People call him out on Twitter.
He's 6'8". He posts up a 5'11" guy.
But it's funny that
shoot.
It's funny that like regular people will talk shit to somebody. Like, why would you even do that?
You can't beat an NBA player one-on-one.
The worst player in the NBA is the best player I've ever
was so
seen.
insecure. He had to set this thing up to prove to everybody. Why would you have to prove that? Everybody on the planet knows you can beat anybody who never played.
I think he just wanted to shut some people up. What's wrong with that?
It's not even worth acknowledging it.
But he's having fun with it. If you're on Twitter and somebody starts talking shit and you're like, come play me, dude.
I was like, that was pathetic.
Come play me.
Why are you doing this again?
All right, but obviously they're not as good as that team.
This is as dumb as Rex Ryan saying what he said about Bill Belichick. This is just, I don't know which one's dumber. They're both so stupid, it's ridiculous. It's off the charts idiocy.
Now, because this is a separate episode now, let's go back. Rex Ryan said that this year was Bill Belichick's best coaching job ever. So that's what RJ is comparing.
It's still fucking hysterical every time I hear it.
Scrubadeene team.
Yeah, Scrubadeene said that this Celtics team, which checks threes, like hasn't played defense all season except for Christmas Day, this Celtics team, they literally, if they don't make their threes, they lose. It's that simple.
Dude, but that's a lot of teams.
If you live by the 3, you die by the 3. They're just another.
Thank you, Confucius.
They're just another team. They're just another team. And I got news for you. I said this last year. If Chris Middleton doesn't get hurt, they get bounced in the second round. Giannis by himself took them 7. By himself. There is no way with a team that talented that one man.
He is known as the freak.
Yeah, well, I don't care if it's God. There's no way he should have taken them to 7 games.
He's a Greek god.
5, maybe 6. 6 tops. 7.
Who was it? Giannis and who? Who's their second best? With
Chris Middleton.
But with him out, who's their second best player?
It's the point guard there. What's his name? I just forget his damn name.
Is it Drew? Is it Drew Holiday?
Yeah, it's Drew Holiday. Him.
He's a point guard?
Yeah. He came up from New Orleans. And
he's good. He's not like a star.
He's good,
right?
but he's not a superstar. Yeah. He's good. He's solid, but he's not. He's not making the All-Star team, put it that way. So the bottom line is that they took them, the Celtics, to 7. And then Miami, who lost Tyra Hero, who's the NBA 6-man winner, they took him to 7 too. So it's just like, I'm not surprised Golden State beat him in 5 and 6 because they made the same mistakes. Yeah. Golden State was just healthy. And this year, it looks like they have not learned. They were just so hot from the 3 for the first part of the season. They were just out shooting teams.
So what are they looking at record-wise right now?
They have lost 5 of their last 7. Or 5 of their last 8. And every one of them has been to a team, except for Denver, with a losing record. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. And then we're hearing,
Yeah, talk about the text you got.
The text, this is last night. So Brogdon, they brought over from Indiana, he's going to be up for 6-man this year if they ever.
From? Malcolm Brogdon from?
What college is it? Oh, I know.
Close to here.
Yeah, it's close to here. Is it VCU?
No.
No, it's Virginia.
UVA.
Right? UVA, yeah. And so the kid's a stud. But he said to one of the reporters last night after the game that the second the Celtics found out that the leading scorer for the Oklahoma City Thunder was not playing that night, they all relaxed and thought the game was over.
What's that guy's name?
I forget his initials, but it's STE or STD or something like that. STD. I'm sorry, it's not STD.
Is it SPG?
It might be. Or SGP. I think it's SGP. I think it's SGE or whatever. Whatever.
No.
It's like Odoriferous, Emancipil, Nominations. Rufus, Anopsil, Nominations. Odoriferous, Emancipil, Nominations. That's from
SGA.
SGA, yeah. That's from Major League 2, by the way, that rant when he couldn't get the fucking Old Spice commercial. Oh, I'm sorry, the whatever it was, Right Card Sports Stick. And then at the end, he finally puts it up and he's holding it upside down. And then the fucking director goes, upside down? And he goes, upside down. It's one of the greatest fucking... Oh my fucking god! It's still funny. This is fucking every time.
I don't even remember it, but your imitation of it was good,
dude. If you see this, the way he fucks it up, it's all flactable, and then the guy goes, "Adoriferous, Emancipil, Nominations." A forest, Maximil, Emancipation. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing? And the record finally pulls the thing like he's gonna wants to hang himself. You gotta see Major League 2. That is fucking hysterical. Anyway, it's just like.
So, dude, I've been pretty disappointed in the Knicks lately.
As you should be. But they're in a loaded conference. Are they 7th or 8th right now?
I don't know.
I think they're
I haven't looked at the standings, but Brunson's also hurt.
That's problem.
I don't know if Barrett's back. I know he was out for a couple of games.
I mean,
but it sucks when, and I have to be honest, I don't follow the NBA that much. But I started getting YouTube TV, so now I can watch some of the live games.
Following, man. There's a lot of good teams out there.
But so I started watching the Knicks, and I got to see a couple games. Then they were on Christmas Day. Got to watch that game. Yeah. And they've looked good. And I think they had won 7 games, and they ended up losing to the Spurs.
Yeah.
And then they've tumbled. They've lost like 5 or 6
but
in
they've
a row.
gotten injured too.
Exactly.
To your point.
That's come on too.
What Brunson has done for Randall, I mean, it's like night and day. He's given him
great point guard. I mean, I don't know.
When you have a great point guard and you're a wing player,
strong, yeah.
Like, listen, I mean, I can go on and on and on. You ask James Worthy about having Magic Johnson or what Dennis Johnson did for Bird and Dan. When you have or Isaiah, you have a great pure point guard and you're a wing guy. That's your best friend. Mm-hmm. It's like a quarterback having a running.
It's the whole
game.
team's best friend. Really.
It is really because you have a guy
Not
out there
a point guard. It's just.
A guy who's, I mean, the thing is, what Brunson has done for him is he doesn't have to run the offense through him. Right. He can play off the ball and he can move around.
Yeah, because Julius Randle isn't the type of guy like that.
He's not, but he was trying to do it last year because they didn't have a guy like Brunson. And so him going down and getting hurt, that now he goes back to that where
what
now
injury is that?
I don't think it's too serious, but he's gonna.
I just hope they don't fall too far out of it.
I mean, Randall.
They shouldn't. But.
RJ Barrett and Randall have to hold the fort here until he gets back. They're capable.
Well, I know Barrett was hurt too.
Yeah, he was hurt too. Is he back yet?
I don't know.
Yeah. So, in any event, that's what's he's your quarterback basically. You can't lose your quarterback. Mm-hmm. So, I did that. Did I do that? I did that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, people. I don't know how that happened, but I can fix it. No, I can't.
Oh dear.
Yes, I can. Aha.
Oh dear, the man's a liability.
He is.
An utter liability.
Anyway, sorry about that. So, but the Knicks are in it. They got to get those guys back. And if Barrett's still out, too, that's a double whammy. It just is. That puts a lot of pressure on Randall. Yeah. And he doesn't have a lot of help out there after those two. So but they're not, again, they're in the 6th, 7th, or 8th spot. But
watching them on Christmas Day, they got some random young dudes that I didn't know who they were, but they could, jump.
They've got some talent. They're not devoid of talent.
Right. There's some players there where you're like, all right, you could get something going here.
No, they've got talent. I don't think but I'm saying, if 2 of your top 3 players are out, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, you're not going to.
Yeah, I mean,
especially when you're not as good as those top teams. You're going to start.
But I mean, if say you lost Tatum and Marcus Smart, you just had Jaylen Brown, the Celtics would take a huge dip. Yeah. They would. Yeah. So, I mean, the bottom line is that would hurt any team. So
the Lakers disappointing too. With AD getting hurt, it's it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. He's the Chris Sale of basketball.
Right.
Okay, although actually Chris Sale's worse. At least AD plays every now and then. Chris Sale hasn't played in 2 years, so Chris Sale goes and rides a bike after he gets hurt and breaks his fucking. I mean, what a fucking moron that one was. Those are the fucking Trojan Heads Boner of the Year awards. Fucking Trojan Heads. Just fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean the thing about AD
stupid
is like
shit.
It's disappointing because I want to see LeBron in the playoffs and in the championships. Like to see marquee players like that. I want to see that.
LeBron, to his credit, is averaging like 30 points.
He's busting his
ass. He is. He's playing his butt off, and I don't know. Russell Westbrook was playing well. I don't know what's going on with him now, but I haven't heard his name too much lately.
No,
but they've got to get Davis back, or to have any kind of shot.
Yeah, they have no shot.
They have no shot without him. So, but the bottom line is, with the Celtics and Jaylen Brown blasted the team for not coming ready to play. Listen, you haven't learned a damn thing from last year. You haven't. You think you still think your talent will overcome, even after what you did to Golden State with the 40 fucking turnovers in the game. Even after that, you still ain't learned your lesson. And then against Denver, who was number 1 in the West, to come out and play like that, it was just like Golden State all over again. You haven't learned your damn lesson. And the coach, if he had any nuts, would freaking not say to the media about how we're not going to tolerate this and this. And that. No. You don't say that. You come in the next game and you just bench the starting 5 for the entire fucking game.
They're not going to do that in the NBA.
You don't have the balls to do it.
They're not going to.
They should. Because you want to send a message. And by the way, that will also tell your fan base, okay, we're not going to tell you this either. That is totally on the players. Like, you know why they benched your ass? Because you fucking played like this against a shitbag team.
I don't even know if you're allowed to do that.
Or the coach can bench the whole 5-star if he wants to.
Well, I mean, he could, not start them.
I would bench them for the whole.
You'd go DNP coach's decision.
Yep, I wouldn't even tell him. I'm not going to fine him, but I'm going to sit him and let him watch.
But I wonder if you can get in trouble from the league for that.
Coach can send a message for one game.
You think so?
Yep, I do. Because if I'm the coach, I'm like, well, no, I'm not going. You're not going to let me fine them for poor play or dock their pay. I'm going to sit them down.
I know, but I thought there were some kind of rules around sitting players down for cause and things like that.
If the coach tells nobody and just does it, what are they going to fine the coach?
Maybe.
No, they won't do that. Because everybody.
You've never seen them
I'll tell you right now, the fan base for the Boston Celtics would pay that fine.
You would start a GoFundMe.
Absolutely, I'd get $25,000 in a heartbeat for that. If he actually benched them, do you know what the fan base up there would do? Oh, they're like, oh, I love this guy. They would fall in love with him because they're all saying it. Like, fucking bench him, because that's how they do things in Boston. How they used to. You didn't perform, you got benched. Didn't matter who the fuck you were. Obviously, the world's different now, duh. But technically, he can do it. Can't stop him. And if he gave that reason, even the reporters in the room would go, we've got a man with balls in the team. Finally, some balls. Look at those sparkling beauties. God bless you, sir. Some balloons, yes. So anyway, that's our NBA rant for this evening. Sorry, but I had to do that. Celtics, take your fucking heads out of your ass or just go home. And I got news for you. The fan base is not fooled. Okay? They know a stinker when they see a stinker. There are 17 banners in that rafters. You guys ain't got one of them. So, and by the way, these games you're blowing now are going to cost you home field. And Milwaukee's gunning for you for what you did to them. Brooklyn, but how's Brooklyn? 12 in a row. You think Brooklyn doesn't remember when you pantsed them last year? You think they don't want to crack at you right now? Right now, you couldn't beat Brooklyn. Right now, you couldn't beat Milwaukee in a 7-game series. And again, if Miami ever gets healthy, watch out for them. Cleveland owns your ass. Cleveland's already beat your ass twice. You guys were in no position to take the night off. If you'd have come out like that because the team was missing, a bad team was missing their best player, that tells me all I need to know about you. You're a bunch of frauds until further notice. Because the fact that you even thought like that, you're in the best basketball league in the world. You think they're not going to show up and try to beat you? Wow. Talk about embarrassing yourselves.
Dude, let me ask you a question.
You thought you got pantsed in the finals. You got double pants last night. Double.
When's the last time you've seen the Nets play this good for a 12-game stretch with both KD and...
I've never seen them play this good.
With both KD and Kyrie.
I've never seen them play this good for 12 consecutive games.
Yeah, I don't think it's happened.
It looks like Kyrie Irving realized...
He's just playing basketball.
He's just playing basketball.
Haven't heard his name.
Nope.
But you see his stat lines, and they look great.
Maybe he realized... I need to shut the fuck up here and just play.
Let's play.
Stop being a distraction because everybody in the world hates you right now. And just shut the fuck up and play basketball. And by the way, he's in a contract here. He has to do this. They're not gonna. He needs his money. He's got no guaranteed money next year. And even if Brooklyn doesn't sign him, he has to put on a good face so somebody will want him. Because right now his track record, he's got a lot to fix. And a 77-game season where you shut your mouth and put up 28 a game, that's a way to do it. And they're winning.
Yeah, but
they're winning.
I think he is the kind of guy, and I don't blame him for it because I think everybody should be that way. He wants to say what the fuck he wants to say.
You can say what you want. Just don't put it out. By the way, this doesn't do with what he just said. That's one thing he does. That's one thing.
Yeah,
his going behind the coach's back and running his own practice, and that's a whole. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what he says as much as what he does.
Yeah,
it's his actions.
Yeah, because he kind of acted like just annoying.
I don't need a coach. Who the fuck? You don't need a coach?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Well, I guess when
you need a coach, you need a babysitter, you need a chef, you need everything. You need someone to freaking wipe your ass.
But I guess when I hear "shut up and play," it makes me think of people that say that to players when they speak out against.
I'm not saying he doesn't have a right to his opinion on things. That's his business. I'm saying he's a detriment to the team. He never puts the team first.
Yeah.
He's
well,
a me. He's a me. I hate Kyrie Irving because he's a me first guy. His opinion is his opinion on things. But when it comes to basketball, he's a me first guy. Yeah. And he doesn't even hide it. He doesn't even try to hide it. Which tells me he doesn't care. He doesn't care. So that's nothing to be impressed with or find admirable. But this year, right now, at least for right now, he's shutting up and he's playing, and they're winning.
Yeah.
And if he keeps it up, they're going to be the number 1 or 2 team in the East. They will be.
Where are they right now?
They're number 2. They're a half game behind the Celtics. They're in front of Milwaukee.
So you're blowing the Celtics to smithereens.
They deserve it.
They're the top seed.
They deserve it.
They're the top seed.
They've lost 5 of the last 7, and 4 of those 5 are below 500.
I remember
2 of them were to the Orlando Magic at home.
Okay, filed away.
Both of them. Filed
away.
Nothing's going to change. You can't fix stupid, Tom. Nothing's going to change.
As far as Gump status?
Yep.
Stupid.
Without the luck. They won't have his luck.
Man. Stupid is, stupid does.
They keep going the way they go. They'll be lucky to finish as a 4th seed, and they will face one of these 4 teams that will beat them in the first round.
I haven't done a Forrest Gump impression in quite some time.
No? Well, lay it on me.
No, I'm not saying it's good.
Oh.
But I just said stupid.
Well, you just build that up.
No, I just said stupid is as stupid does. I used to do Forrest Gump a lot when I was a kid.
Stupid is stupid. What was the guy's name? Stupid is stupid does, Lieutenant Dan.
He didn't say that. He said stupid is as stupid does, ma'am.
No, he said it to the drill sergeant too.
No,
did he? No,
maybe he did.
He gave the best line ever. God damn it, Gump. That is outstanding. Why did you put that gun together that fast? Because you told me to, drill sergeant. That's an outstanding answer. The best answer I've ever gotten in my life.
I wish I could say what my dad said about Forrest Gump.
Oh, my God.
It was funny.
Why can't you say it?
No, it's not appropriate.
Oh, come on.
Nah, I can't put my dad out there like that. He was just making fun of it. Because, it's funny, but it's also
How bad
funny.
is it?
What?
How bad could it be?
No, it's not that bad, but I'm just not going to.
All right. That's a big buildup to not deliver, though.
Oh, give me a break. It's like everybody wants to know. What did he say?
You made it sound like he was like, that's not like a bit of what my dad said about him. Oh, that's right. I can't talk.
No, I was saying my dad, I was laughing about, thinking.
We were having a laugh. Yeah. And a good one.
I'll talk to you about it. I'll tell you about it one day.
One day off the air.
Stupid is.
Pride America of this gold.
Stupid is stupid.
Gold, Tommy. Gold. Anyway. That is our show for this evening.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Right.
What else is there? Jenny, you gave me herpes.
We got 12. He named every boat Jenny.
You gave me herpes, Jenny. You gave me herpes from Alabama, Jenny.
And by the way, Jenny, as gorgeous as you were in that movie, what a shitty move. Only when you're fucking dying do you go back to him. That's terrible. All he did was love you his whole effing life. And only when you're going to die you know what I should do? Like,
She was like, put your seed in me.
Sherry, awful. And I love Robin Wright Penn, and she played the role very well. But man, that's terrible. You think back on that's fucking terrible.
Well.
She did. I'm probably the one person who hated her. I'm
Dude,
like,
she was jacked up from her childhood.
This kid did nothing but worship the ground you walk
Wasn't
on.
she was molested as a child.
I know, and whenever something bad happened to Jenny, Forrest was there to catch her.
Yeah.
Every fucking
She needed
time.
Forrest because of the childhood she had.
I know.
She needed
but
him.
this guy, you would tell me, look, a woman knows when a man loves her or is into her. You tell me she didn't know. She knew.
Of course she
knew. And I'm like, you
But
know
he
what?
was,
You got to be.
you know.
I understand early on maybe, but this went on for fucking the entire movie.
Yeah.
Until the very end, you finally fucking, no, I'm going to die. Come here. You're like, fucking great. You give him 6 months, you fucking keel over.
I think Forrest was happy in the end. Would you expect her to marry him when they were young?
No, not right out of college, but when she came back the second time, she should have married him. She
Came back the second time?
She lived with him for a while, and then
You mean when he
leaves.
found her at the strip
Remember
club?
now, she doesn't find out about his son till the kid's like 7 or 8.
Remember-
She's gone for like another decade.
And how is that really his son? You know what I'm
Are
saying?
you saying it wasn't his son?
I mean, like, how many guys?
Are you
was she,
saying-
How many guys was she with?
A lot.
A lot.
She was-
Like,
yeah.
it could have been anybody.
She was the village bicycle. Everybody's had a turn. Listen, the bottom line, except Forrest.
No, but she was like that. She had trauma when she was a kid. Now,
I'm
you know,
not saying that doesn't explain something. I'm saying it should have taken that long.
Dude, she was messed up. She never went and got help.
When she
It
came
was the
back,
60s.
when she came back to his home and stayed with him.
And he said, I might not be a smart
Yeah,
man.
right there.
but I know
She
what
should have
love
never
is."
fucking left him. That's where she lost me. Right
Okay.
there. Because then she was gone another
Dude, she
8
was all
fucking
jacked
years.
up mentally.
She had been staying with him for like a year.
I don't even remember.
They were watching
How do you
TV.
remember these timelines?
Because I've seen that movie like 50 fucking times.
So you're telling me you've never stood in the mirror and said, I might not be a smart man, RJ.
Of course I have.
You've done
I
that?
didn't deny that.
How could you do that?
I know it's terrible. So ashamed.
I mean, the best part is
I just did the drill sergeant one.
Remember when he finds her and he goes to see her where she works and she's stripping with a guitar? And he's like, she was a folk singer. Do you remember that?
When Lieutenant Dan shows up
She was a
and she's
folk
like,
singer.
what do you think of my legs? And he goes, you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. He goes, yes, I know that. He's like,
Metal legs.
like, fucking unbelievable. The shit that he was saying. He's got like 5 or 6 of them.
Well, he was like,
funny.
what would you say? Was Forrest Gump autistic?
Yeah.
Because like back then,
would
I don't
say-
really remember that term being used.
Yeah. They didn't
There was
describe.
much,
they
you
don't
know-
think. They don't ever describe actually what he has.
I mean, I think you would describe
Whether
that as
it's-
autistic, right?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, maybe it's not, but that's what I was thinking it was. I could be off my rocker, who knows? But I thought it was that. So I don't know.
Like just sitting on the bench, like talking to people, like,
You decide, America. You decide.
I like those shoes.
I like that.
I like those shoes.
You tell a lot about a person's shoes,
You can tell
Where
a lot
they
about
going, where they been,
Where they been.
People just get up and shake
Yeah,
and walk
exactly.
away. Another one sits down. He just keeps talking. It's like, oh my
That was a
god.
funny movie.
When he bent over and showed the guy the wound from the war and the buttocks,
In
the president.
buttocks.
In the
That's what I
buttocks.
always used to do.
He bends over and moons him on the camera.
In the
On
buttocks.
camera. The president waves and walks away.
What, no, the president said something weird after that.
I'd like to see that. He turns
Yeah,
around and
yeah.
bends
I'd
the
like to see that. Why do you say I'd like to see that?
Yeah, he turns around and bends over on camera.
What was he saying? He was like, I was running and something jumped up and bit
Bit
me.
me.
I'm like, where did it bite you, son?
On the buttock.
On the buttocks. I'd like to see that. Why did he say I'd like to see that?
I
What-
don't know. I don't know if he's being
Creepy.
sarcastic. I don't know what he meant. But then he did it, and the guy walks off so fast. It was like,
I'd like to see that.
Forrest like does this. He goes, and then turns around. And goes,
Should I show him?
he's the president. All right. I can show you. Like fucking no rational person would have been like, yeah, no.
Where did Forrest Gump play football?
Alabama. Bear Bryant.
Boom.
Bear Bryant was the one who discovered him. Who is that? Oh, that's just that Forrest Gump, the village idiot. Fucking, he sure is fast. He's the stupidest son of a bitch I ever seen, but he sure is fast. And like
poor kid,
he would run.
Poor kid, you call him stupid.
He would run
had
up
autism.
because he would keep running up the tunnel. Eventually, they had to put the signs up to stop him. And he
Go back.
the dude makes a college football All-American in fucking Alabama. Are you kidding me? He's just
obvious
fast.
bullshit.
Fastest white man
Obvious
ever.
bullshit.
He is he was literally the
Yeah,
definition.
of course, the white guy's the fastest.
That's the
guy in
funny
Alabama.
part. Is the fastest guy is a white dude. It's fucking what?
I wonder who wrote,
Not that there aren't fast
who
white
wrote
guys
that?
because there are now, but it's like
Who wrote that? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was a not fast white guy.
he's
that
the
wrote
stupidest son of a bitch I ever seen. But he sure is fast. He goes for another touchdown. It's like fucking, he would have run off the sideline. The funniest one, he dodges to the right on a kickoff return, and then he starts to run that way. And if they don't put the sign up to go turn,
Then
he would have gone right into the visiting team.
He goes to the sideline and then over.
He would have gone right to the visiting team.
He's just looking at the
Right
side.
at the fucking coach.
That's so stupid.
Oh my god, that's so funny, but it's put inside.
So ridiculous.
The thing is,
Tom Hanks,
The thing
the
is-
athlete of the year.
the thing is, everybody in the fucking theater was dying laughing the whole time. Like, what the
Tom Hanks was Christian
Oh
McCaffrey.
my god, he was so good in that. He was so fun with that. Now, listen.
She was a folk singer.
Oh my god. Forrest, your mom is sick. Turns around, jumps off the fucking boat, dives in the water. Where the fuck you going? You swim up the Atlantic? What the fuck you doing? There's only crocodiles in that water. Just fucking dive right off the boat.
Remember when he beats up Jenny's boyfriend? And he's like,
Oh, that was a great scene.
I'm sorry I busted up your Black Panther party.
Black Panther's like, well, fuck this. But the guy grabbed his gun. Like,
I'm sorry I messed up your Black Panther party.
yeah, they're just like, all right, well, that guy was an asshole. So he beats the bag out of him.
Yeah, that guy deserves it.
Oh, I loved it.
What else? Outside of
I don't know. I think that's it. I think we're out of gas.
I watched
And
it.
the
I
car
saw
stops.
Avatar.
Did you like it?
Loved it.
Okay. What'd you give it for a grade? A plus?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No doubt.
Now again, I gave it a B because I didn't see the first movie. I probably would have given it an A. But I
You
didn't
gave it
know
a
what the
B? Well,
fuck- Only because I didn't see the first. I didn't.
that's
it took
okay.
me-
I'm not.
yeah.
It's
If-
not one of
if
those
I-
movies where I'm like a B.
Well, no, but I'm saying if I had seen the first movie, which I had planned to do, but then we spur of the moment did this, and because I wanted to see that first, so it took me a while to figure out the plot because I didn't see the first movie.
Yeah, well, I don't know why
And
you
that's
did that.
I didn't mean to do it. It was
That's irresponsible.
it wasn't my choice.
Irresponsible.
It was a spur of the moment Christmas Day thing because we couldn't go to
Gotcha.
one because of the COVID thing. We had to stay away.
Okay.
So we were there with the
got
kids
you.
during the day, and Becky came up with that idea. It was a good idea. It was in 3D. It was cool. Did you see it in 3D? by
Oh,
the way?
yeah.
Fucking awesome.
3D IMAX, baby.
It was awesome. That was the cool thing about it was the 3D.
Fortunately, it's like
Yeah.
$30 a ticket.
Well, the 3 hours and 15 minutes. I don't think it was too long. Actually, you know what? There was a lot of action,
There was.
so it wasn't
There
like
wasn't
there
a
were-
lot of like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of
here?
downtime.
Yeah. Because
You know,
3
so-
hours and 20 minutes, I was like,
Yeah.
this is going to be annoying.
You got to have for that type of timeline, which the most recent one where I thought that if it's over 3, Zack Snyder's Justice League, because they were
Oh,
developing.
my God. I had to watch that over 6 nights.
Yeah, they really did a great job. He developed the characters.
That was good. That
That's
was
what
so
I
much
loved
better
about
than
it.
the first
And
one.
he highlighted like when Flash and say he really highlighted all of them, not just 2 or 3 of them. And he brought in Martian Manhunter. That was awesome. And like I mean, there was some cool shit in that movie. And then you see Darkseid. Darkseid's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that thing was awesome. It was worth
Don't
it.
get it off Avatar.
But it's hard. No, but I'm saying our Avatar for 3 hours and 15 minutes, they did well.
really good.
Because they kept. It wasn't like they didn't have any dialogue. They did. And they had good acting, but they had the action scenes going when they
Dude,
did.
it was
It's like
heavy.
It was pretty heavy.
Because, like, when we were in there, we had
Still
the
mad
kids.
about that kid dying.
We had the kids. Dude, spoiler alert. Chill.
Shit, I forgot. We can't talk about the movie?
Some people haven't seen it. So you gotta warn when you're about to say
I
that.
wasn't going to say which one.
But it was very heavy.
Hmm.
And, like, a lot of killing. To the point where I was like, God, I don't know if we should be watching this like that. And, like,
Yeah, but you've
very
seen-
much, like, so much hatred around, like, it felt like genocide. You know
Sort
what I'm
of,
saying?
yeah.
Like the way people from Earth are coming to this planet to basically exterminate everyone and use the planet.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it was, like I said, and again, the only reason I gave it a B is because I didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't have the background.
I had the background. Otherwise, I'd have given it probably an A.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very good. I definitely, if you haven't seen it, go see it.
Yeah, because see, in the first one, they're on a mission to get this mineral that grows on Pandora, the planet.
Yeah, planet, yeah.
So they want to take that, and then they want to go, make money off of it or do whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's worth so much. The second one, it's a different type of mission. Because
he's leaving.
They need a new planet.
Yeah, they got to get out of there because they're coming after him for what he did to them, and he leaves to protect his people.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Which I didn't like that either.
Yeah, but I get why he did it. But I'm just.
I know, but it's like, you think they're just gonna let all the rest of those people off?
No, that's the thing. He ended up hurting probably more people.
Yeah.
At least in the short term, but I mean, at the end of the day,
still a great plot.
It is,
plot.
and
it's cool to see the other side of that.
Yeah,
planet.
so to me, like I said, go see it. Highly recommend it. But this weekend, assuming these games are played, he's got Buffalo. Well, he's got New England. No, you got Buffalo.
I got New England.
I've got Buffalo. He's got New England. Giants. I've got the Giants. Hopefully, being smart and benching all their important people.
I hope you're right. Actually,
I'm hoping Detroit beats Green Bay.
Lambeau?
This is the thing I'm worried about this. And then I want to see Jacksonville get in. I'm hoping Jacksonville.
There's no way that Tennessee beats Jacksonville.
There shouldn't be.
Unless Jacksonville out of nowhere just
If
poops
Henry's
the bed.
not playing, I can't see how Jacksonville doesn't win.
Yeah.
But Jacksonville's had a hell of a...
What's his face playing? Tannehill? Didn't he get hurt?
He got hurt, I think. Yeah.
Oh, no. They got freaking Josh
name?
Dobbs.
That's right. They're starting Dobbs.
There's no way. No way Jacksonville loses that game.
I hope so. I want to see Jacksonville in it. I think Trevor Lawrence had a hell of a year. He's comeback player of the year in my book, given what he dealt with last year with Urban Meyer and all that bullshit. Anyway, there's going to be a lot of good games this weekend. If things get moved, I certainly understand that. They can back it up and use the Pro Bowl crap week and back it all up a week.
I actually hope they do
If they do that, I would totally get it. I'd be for it. Because if these guys aren't ready on Sunday, look, I want the Pats to win, but Buffalo deserves all the time they need to sort this out. If they need to take the week, take the damn week. Yeah. I think everybody...
The only part where it gets messy is you can't replay that game. So does Cincinnati just win that game?
I don't know what they're going to do with that game. I think they put it as a tie for both teams.
A tie?
Well, it was in the first quarter. It was 7-3. What are you going to do?
Not a tie.
You didn't play enough of the game to declare a winner.
Well, it's either no game happened.
They were talking about a tie. Does that mean it's going to end up that way? No. Maybe they do what you're talking about. They just cancel it out. It's not on the record.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a tough one. Anyway,
I just don't see how you play it because that impacts everything else.
To me,
you have to make a decision on: is it a tie?
Yeah.
Is it just nothing?
To me, you back up the NFL a week. Well, the only way really to do this is to do that and then play that one game on Monday night again. Back up the other league till next Sunday.
But when you think about how crazy that would be, is like you're everybody else gets the week off, but the teams that actually experience the tragedy have to play.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no way you can do
I'm
that.
saying if you're trying to get that game in, that's really the only way to do it, where it's going to have the meaning it's supposed to have.
That's why I feel like there's no way you can do it.
That's why it's going to put as a tie, because that way it doesn't hurt either team. Mm-hmm. Putting no one up there percentage-wise might hurt one team or the other because they can play in one less game.
It really sucks.
So, I don't know what to do. I've never seen. This is the thing. I don't know what they should do because we've never seen this before.
I just hope they can tell us something about his condition before they play again.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw. There was some encouraging news tonight. They were taking him off the.
They were taking him off?
Not permanent, but just they're starting to do that process because he's improving to the point where they can do this.
I've heard his breathing has improved, but I didn't hear they were taking him off.
Not for. They're doing this like in little stints, I guess, to test it, put it back on, and if the longer he can go, then they'll take it off. So, but they're in the process of testing that because he's improving, which is a good thing, right? So, hopefully, we'll get better news tomorrow. But we keep him in his family and the Buffalo Bills community and the Bengals as well because they were in that too. In our thoughts and prayers, hope you do as well. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the football national championship. Oh, Monday night, who you got? Georgia or TCU?
Let's go TCU.
I
want them to win.
I want TCU to win too. I called the upset. I can't call this twice though. I can't get this right twice. I got it right once, but I can't do it twice. But my heart's saying TCU.
I just feel like Ohio State should have won that damn game.
They outplayed them.
Yeah.
For a large part. And I think if
By a
Marvin
lot.
Harrison didn't get hurt, I think they win that game. Of course, the kid could have made the 48-yarder and won it, but or tied.
Dude,
with it.
that's a crazy kick, though.
It was indoors.
That's a tough kick.
It's indoors. And if he's being recruited by Ohio State, he's one of the best kickers in the country.
Yeah.
He is.
But why not? They didn't show enough urgency getting more yards for that guy.
Yeah, that was a problem.
They
I agree
botched
with
that.
They did botch that.
Because it was almost like, oh, we're in field goal range. Like, no. 48 yards with everything on the line.
Another 3 yards would have helped.
Another 5.
Yeah, easily.
Because you could see he
actually
he tried to boot the shit out of
He
that
actually
ball.
got over the goalpost. It was just 20
way
feet
left.
to the left or whatever it was.
That's what I'm saying. If you give that guy a 35-yard kick, it's a different story.
I would agree.
Completely different story.
I agree with that. But they didn't. To your point, they were very lackadaisical about this.
Yeah, towards the end.
And I don't get it. But they definitely were good enough to win that game that night.
Which surprised me.
TCU is tougher than people gave him credit for. People thought Michigan, because Michigan was considered a very physical team.
Beat them.
Yeah, well, everybody thought it was. I picked TCU because I thought that quarterback was going to give him fits, and he did.
Yeah,
he did. And Desmond Howard was the one who said they haven't seen a quarterback like him all year.
But I will say, Michigan got screwed a little bit.
They did a little bit. But that's what happens when you leave a team. This is the thing. You leave a team in the game, and all of a sudden things start.
They didn't leave them in the game. Michigan was
down the whole game.
Michigan was on the verge of getting blown out virtually
this is what
every
I'm saying.
2 minutes.
They got outplayed. We can talk about I'm just saying they got outplayed.
Yeah. No, it was basically like flip-flopped.
Yeah, they got outplayed.
You know,
and they got out-physicaled.
Right.
The more physical team was not Michigan.
In
it was
both
TCU.
games, the underdog outplayed,
They did.
the favorite
Yeah.
and lost.
Yeah.
Or no,
because Georgia
in
won.
TCU,
Yeah.
TCU, the
TCU
underdog
won.
won.
Yeah. And so, you can't. 2 pick sixes.
Awful.
You're
Can't
not winning.
happen.
You're not beating a quality
And
team.
still with that,
Yeah.
they were right there.
They were, because they did fight back. They've got talent, but
then you
never,
look at that touchdown that was brought off the board. That's just.
bad.
I mean, the guy caught the ball. Isn't a catch? I don't care what game we're playing, college or NFL. You've got to catch the ball through your fall.
Yeah, through the fall. And
So they called it a catch the moment it touched his stomach.
yeah, I don't know what.
But if he had landed on his back and that ball pops up,
Yeah.
that's no catch.
Yeah.
And they overturned it. It's not even like they called it a
I know.
non-catch.
Listen, I agree with you 100% on this.
So they take 7
Does that
off the
mean-
board,
Yeah.
and then on the next play they fumble the snap or the handoff,
Which, by the way, is on them.
which is on them. But when you think about that swing after they
Huge.
were coming back,
That was huge.
man,
No, it
major.
was. So, I mean.
Major.
But hey, TCU.
They still came back a couple
TCU
times.
manned up, though.
They did.
They were listen.
TCU outplayed them, to your
And I
point.
got issue. If nothing else, listen, Georgia's like a 13-point favorite on this. That's a monumental mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, giving 13 points, TCU is good football.
Well, so I look at it like this.
Very tough conference, maybe the second best conference in the country, and they were 13-1.
Michigan
12
stomped Ohio State. Remember that? In that major game at the end of the season?
Yeah, and Georgia barely escaped.
Exactly.
And TCU led Michigan virtually the entire
TCU
game.
beat the brakes off of Michigan.
They led, I think, the whole way. I don't think Michigan
so.
ever led, did they?
They might have,
Early, maybe? I thought it went back and forth for a bit.
at one point, I think Michigan might have. No, I don't know that they ever got back in front.
But they did. They were in front at one point, weren't
I
they?
can't even remember at this
I thought
point.
they were. But anyway, the bottom line is TCU.
But it seemed like wire to wire, TCU had that game.
I'm saying TCU is for real, and a 13-point dog that's a slap in the face.
I think so.
That's like saying the league they played in stunk, and it did not stink. So
Obviously, when they just showed you what they could do to Michigan,
yeah, I'm saying
who was Michigan was the 2 seed, right?
yeah, all year they were ranked in the top 3.
I mean,
So anyway, the bottom
good
line
team.
is should be a hell of a game Monday night. We're both pulling for TCU, although we both know Georgia's a more talented team. But TCU belongs. They belong there. This is no fluke, and I wouldn't be surprised if that goes down to the wire. because TCU is resilient as fuck, and that quarterback is for real. So anyway, you guys enjoy the games this weekend, especially that one. We will return next week at some point. I hope the weather's like this again. In the meantime, check us out, IDDST. That's our hashtag IDDST. We're on YouTube. If you find us, spread the word. So until the next time, that is the redoubtable one, Tom Izzo. I'm the highly questionable one. And remember, my friends, tight. Drum.
Yeah, it's looking like highs in the 50s next week, so it's going to be cold.
It's going to be tight.